Nationally, as some school districts and teachers unions remain at odds over how to open up safely, here in Utah, the state Senate is putting its support behind a bill that would double down on efforts to keep students in school.
Fox 13's Spencer Joseph reports on the proposed changes and why it's upsetting some teachers and education advocates.
What was once an incredibly controversial bill has now been completely gutted and rewritten. And upon reintroduction this afternoon, received the unanimous consent of the Utah State Senate to move forward.
All in favor say aye.
Aye. SB 107 originally directly targeted the Salt Lake City School District for refusing to go back to school, directing funding elsewhere if kids wanted to leave. Now that bill has been entirely scrapped, and in its place Friday, a new SB 107 emerged.
This is a 99% sub of all the language.
Senator Todd Weiler is the chief sponsor of the bill.
I think the intent is to keep more schools open. We've learned a lot since school opened in August, and I think it's time to kind of implement that new knowledge.
The new SB 107 would do two things. One, mandate the health department's support of increased testing for test-to-stay programs. And two, raise the threshold from 1% to 2% of student populations testing positive to trigger that test-to-stay protocol in schools.
And this bill targets all 41 school districts and all 100-plus charter schools, and it's to help kids stay in school so that they can catch up and graduate.
And the bill's rewrite is being praised across the aisle.
Where we're headed is in the exact right direction.
Including Senator Reby, a teacher herself.
Some of the language in this bill is exactly what our teachers were asking for.
One concern from some is the pressure it might put on the health department for testing, but senators offered their support.
We're asking the Department of Health to step up and do a lot during this pandemic, and helping them to help our students succeed is part of that.
And Democrats and Republicans are both optimistic about this bill's future.
Good health policy is really important to the state of Utah, coming from all corners, and so I do feel optimistic that we'll get this one done.
We did reach out to Salt Lake City School District. They had no comment on the change, but they are no longer in the crosshairs of this bill. As for the future of this bill, it still does have a way to go through the legislature, but it does have that unanimous consent of the Senate coming back after the long weekend to continue its way through the legislature. On the Hill, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.